10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Fantasy Football Press Box with your hosts, Scott Fitzgerald and Sean Clemens.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Football Press Box with your hosts, Scott and Sean. Yeah, Scott. We all know it's Michigan playing in the final four or in the championship game here. Yeah. We get it. So, other than the Michigan win, how you been?
Been good. Kind of tweaked my back a little bit. So this stupid medication they got me on dries my mouth out. I got like cotton mouth, and so my voice might be crackling a little bit today, but I'm sure you'll help me through it.
So that's why you have cotton mouth and medication.
Yes, medication, not anything else.
Yep, that's what we always tell the cops, right? Anyway, hey, what's up, Jamie? It's good to see you, buddy. Welcome to the show, as well as our buddy Busta Martin, as we know him on Sleeper, our buddy Chris, the cool tyrant. And then obviously our boy Hopscotch Daisy, the first one to jump in, threw us a nice little wave early on during prep, which was really nice to see. So we appreciate all you guys being here, along with all you others that are in the show as well. Thanks a lot for listening, guys. And, we look forward to having a great show for you guys here today. We got a lot of great things to talk about, including a contest that we're doing for you guys that's really awesome. So I'm pretty excited about everything. First and foremost, though, let's talk a little bit about what happened here just the other day, Scotty, with the Final Four. And, actually, you know what? Wait a second. Before we do that, let's rewind a second. Before we do that, we have a couple of NFL things we really want to talk about right now that needs to be talked about. They're very important for the fantasy world, and that's what we're all here for, is fantasy. So let's start it out with Puka Nacua. Right, I know you've liked to use the term vampire a lot lately. I know that's a nod to our boys over there at Lightning Leagues. But if you guys haven't already, Lightning Leagues is amazing. Check them out. The vampire concept, though, is coming because Puka Nacua got into an altercation of some kind. There was a biting involved, and he ended up checking himself voluntarily into a rehab, which we found out between now and the time that the actual news broke that it wasn't any kind of a long-term situation. He should be no problem to be back to the team. It's actually like I check myself in, I can check myself out, and the program he's going through is supposed to be very, very short anyway. So Scotty, a little bit of kind of thoughts on this. Puka is one of those people who's been kind of polarizing a little bit when it comes to off the field lately. There's been a little bit of concern here and there for him. I always thought he was like a really cool, down-to-earth type of personality. Maybe the fame's kind of getting to him a little bit at this point. I don't know. But what are your thoughts about this? Do you think this is anything that's going to affect him fantasy-wise as we move forward? Or do you feel like this is something that might be like a precursor to a bigger problem down the road?
Well, fantasy wise, I don't think it's going to really do anything like harmful. Like, I still think he's going to be one of the top two receivers off the board. I mean, if you want to put Jamar Chase ahead of him, I mean, I had him, a couple months ago as my number one receiver coming out, but when you hear stuff like this, especially like something crazy like biting someone, it's like, what are you doing? So, I mean, if you want to take Chase over him just because there's no issues, go ahead. But I'm not going to take any stock into him. Like you said, he probably checked himself. It sounds like that the person he bit is not going to press any charges. So, I think
quotation mark. What was this about? What's the air quotes?
I mean, because I don't know if did he really bite her? Did he give her a hickey? I mean, what's this whole thing about? So I mean, we'll see, but it's not really gonna I'm not gonna care about it in Dynasty or redraft. I'll just, if you still want him number one, take him number one as far as the receiver goes. If you're a little skittish, then take Chase over him. So but other than that, I think this is gonna be like no news in like the next month.
I'm kind of with you on that one. I don't think it matters much as far as that's concerned. Now, it does concern me that this is not the first time we've seen or heard about some sort of a kind of, I don't know, like confusing, I guess is a way of putting it, situation that's happened with Puka. He seems to be kind of making this like a thing. So I'm a little worried that this is like a, constant issue that we're going to have with him as we move forward, because the way he plays the game and everything like that, I mean, he's definitely a really tough guy, and he's out there playing like a hardcore dude all the time. So, I really like that about him on the field. And if he's got any of these things off the field that are going to get in the way of that, it sucks, man, because he's one of those people that you always want to root for, those, Aladdin style players, man, those diamonds in the rough that come out of nowhere and become superstars. They're always my favorites. And yeah, I just really hope that this isn't something that becomes a problem long-term for him. I do think that this year I would still put him over Jamar Chase for this season, because he has Matthew Stafford and everything going on there with that team. But dynasty-wise, I think I'm going Chase over Puka at this point. Not because of this situation, but still I just think that Chase, has the same kind of upside that Puka has, and this is not a concern with him right now at all. Of course, that could change tomorrow. You never know what's going on over there in Cincinnati. They have a tendency to upset their players. So we don't know what's going to happen in the future. As of right now, I'm still taking Chase over Puka.
That's fair enough. I mean, it kind of gives me a little bit of like Antonio Brown, like, Tyreek Hill vibes, these just doing like just weird things that you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
it's so weird.
I'm telling you, man, CTE might be an issue. And not to say that we don't have any way of knowing anything like that prior to somebody's unfortunate passing, but that's usually what everybody kind of leans on when you start to hear about these kind of confusing, weird, like mood swingy kind of situations, because that's what they are. They're kind of like these, bipolar-ish, scenarios that happen with people where they kind of seem like, why would they go this route? Why did things get to this point? It just seems so outlandish. So that's kind of what I'm concerned about as well with him. And a lot of times when that's the case, it's hard not to point at CTE, because it's so confusing. There's no real explanation for why somebody goes from what they were to what they are now. So it's just a crazy thing to think about, especially at his age. He's so young. What's up, Shadows, man? It's good to see you, buddy. Our Adam Schefter of the pod is back here again with another update for us. The defensive tackle, sexy Dexter Lawrence, up there requesting a trade. He will not participate in off-season workout program. Please, please, please finally trade this man to my Buffalo Bills. I have been wanting that for so long. Please make that happen right now. I would love to see sexy Dexy in a sexy Bills uniform. So that is an awesome little nugget to throw our way, Shadows, especially to start out the day. That brightens my spirits, man. It sucks to say that, because you guys want to trade out of town. You never want to say, hey, that's awesome. But for me, it is, because I'm hoping that his trade goes right upstate and keeps him in, same tax area, all that. So you don't have to worry about changing a whole lot of things. Same state. No new license, none of that crazy stuff. So yeah, come on, man, come on upstate. We'll take you all day. What do you think about that, brother? You think that sexy Dexy is a good home for him in Buffalo, or anybody else that really sticks out in your mind?
No, I think that'd be a perfect fit. You guys are a sieve, defending the run. So yeah, he would definitely clog up the middle there for you guys. So yeah, whatever you guys got to do, you need to make an offer for that guy, because he's definitely a guy in the middle of that defense that just can plug a hole. So. And he's pretty athletic for his size, and gets pressure on the quarterback. So yeah, that would be an outstanding pickup for the Bills.
Yeah, absolutely, it would. And just as a reference here, I know that we kind of got off topic there. We'll go back a little bit here and talk just real quick, because Jamie had a point here that he's got not only Jamar Chase but also JSN over Puka in a dynasty format, which it's hard for me to sit here and argue that. Like, if you asked me that question, obviously last season, there's no way in heck anybody's going to believe that. But now, after what we saw out of JSN and Darnold potentially being a long-term option to keep getting him the ball for another 5-6 years, there's a chance that, JSN outperforms Apuka in Dynasty. So I can't hate you for that. I really can't.
Yeah, I like JSN. He just got paid. He's just a sick route runner. He's definitely just a dominant player. So yeah, I probably should have said that too. Besides Puka and Chase, you got JSN sitting there too. So yeah, I don't really mind if somebody said, like Jamie said, he likes Chase, JSN, and over Puka and Dynasty. That's I can be on board with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's another one that's going to lead us right into our next topic here. And we got this one right here from our buddy Chris. Rashee Rice is not going to get disciplined, which we were going to be talking about here. So I'm so glad that you brought that up. It gives us the perfect little segue. So now that that's the case, man, and we don't have to worry about Rashee Rice, all those people who let him fall in our laps in all these best balls drafts that we've been doing are probably kicking themselves right now. Scotty, man, how do you feel about your Rashee Rice shares now, man? I know me and you probably have the most out of everybody.
Oh yeah, he was an easy target in the 4th round. The 5th round, I'm falling over my phone just to hit, hit draft. And I think I have to go back, but I almost think I got him in this, like the early 6th one round in a draft, but I'd have to go back. But yeah, we were able to get him.
Talking about him going normally around the 5th, late 4th, early 5th. I've seen him sometimes drop into that early 6th round if you're lucky. But yep, that's totally right on. That's where he's been falling. And then according to Jamie's talking about here, he says he's going early 3rd in best ball. Now that's crazy for me. If he's been going early 3rd and we've been able to snag him where we've been snagging him, I feel like if he's going early 3rd, that's because the news had come out and you're talking about since then to now versus before. Because before that, man, if he was going in the early 3rd, I would be shocked that people would take a guy that I was trying to target in my next pick on the 4th round.
Right.
So that's pretty intense news there. So yeah, man, I'm totally sold on Rice this year and as a number 1 target in that offense. And Patrick Mahomes is going to come back with vengeance. He's going to want to prove something again after his injury. I don't think he's the type that's going to drag on from his injury. I think he'll come back sooner than later. So I don't expect them to really miss a whole lot of time, if any, to start the season out there. I would not shock me at all. So, I think wheels up, man. Rashee Rice, he should be in that top 10 conversation now at wide receiver, right up there and like with the Drake Londons.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
I don't really think the 3rd round's that expensive, especially if it's a late 3rd.
Not now. Now that we know for sure he's getting play all 17 games, right?
So
definitely.
And I'm not worried about if Justin Fields starts like 2 games or something like that. I'm not worried about that. He runs a lot of his routes in the slot, so they're easy pepper targets.
I'd honestly be shocked if that happens. I really would. I don't think they have any intention of playing.
I think they just brought him in as a precautionary reason. Yeah. There's no way Mahomes is not going to go out there.
He's there as a setback potential. Like if something happens and there's a setback to Mahomes in his recovery, then that's why they brought Fields in.
Right.
Otherwise, I think Fields is just there for that one small insurance policy, and that's about it.
Now, let me ask you this, because I was kind of thinking about this, and I don't think it's too far off. The way the Chiefs like running these like ridiculously, I shouldn't say ridiculous, because sometimes they're really good. These crazy plays that they run, the underhand pass and the, all these little tricks at the goal line, do you think that they would put some kind of package in for Justin Fields, like down at like inside the red zone, where they would take Mahomes out, bring him in at like the 5 and do some kind of like something like that, where he just does like a rollout option or something? Do you think they brought him in specifically, not only to protect Mahomes if he goes out, but maybe throw in a few specialty plays for him?
They could do that. I could see him being a wildcat guy very easily. Could see him being a wildcat guy for them. They put him in that kind of scenario, and then he counts as another runner too. So, I mean, we all know Justin Fields does a heck of a lot better using his legs than he does his arm. So if they're going to put a package together that has 5 to 7 to 10 plays for Justin Fields to go out there and use his legs with his arm as a decoy, and then I think that's fucking great. I love it. sorry for my French, but I'd love that. Because that number one that gets Patrick off the field for a little bit extra, because anytime you get that guy off the field, as a Bills fan, I'm happy. And I also think it just would be one of those wrinkles for them. It would be a good factor as well, because for one of those wrinkles that it would really mess with some people out there on the defensive coordinator world. So I think it's a good move for them to try to do that. That might be a part of the reason they brought him in, that, and then obviously the insurance policy we discussed. Fields and K9 in a run option, I think would be an amazing setup. That's exactly what we're talking about right there. So that could be a totally part of the plan, and we don't know. Andy Reid's got stuff like that up his sleeve all the time. So, yeah. Look, see, there we go. Andy Reid again on the comments. You guys are all on the same page as us, so we like that. See, that's why we're all good fantasy players, because we all understand the same stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, that's so pretty much all we really got so far. If you got any more news out there, shadows that we haven't talked about, please feel.
We might have lost Sean. Well, if we did, Andy Reid definitely used both Mike
jump
Vick
in there. He has to stay real quick. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. Barely.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Yay. They're messing with my internet out front. There's been 2 internet trucks in front of my house for the last 3 hours, and I was praying that this wouldn't come up during the show. But, Murphy's Law, right? So, North Carolina, Ted Sire, longtime NBA coach Michael Malone is the school's next basketball coach, which, I mean, that's pretty awesome that North Carolina needed to do something, right? So,
well, I also heard today, and I met when I was reading that North Carolina actually reached out to Dusty May, the Michigan head coach. Those scumbags over there, North Carolina, tried to get a hold of him during the Final Four week and see if he wanted to come on and coach their team, and that's kind of like a low blow right there. So Dusty,
I'm going to clip that scumbags out of North Carolina right there, Scott. So that's going to get me sound.
Dusty basically said it would just be at best a lateral move for me. So I'm happy where I'm at right here. So please leave and let the door hit you in the on the way out.
Wow. Okay. Spoken like a true Maize Blue fan, right?
Yes,
sir. That's what's right. It's maize, right? Isn't that the color? Maize. Oh, I love it. All right. So, man. So that's that, right? Let's talk a little bit about your Maize Blue now, since we're going on into the Final Four conversation. What do you think about the Final Four games that happened, man? Those 2 games, they a little bit underwhelming for what we had prior, right? It felt like we were all excited about these games, thinking that we'd have at least, a couple of good ones or one good one at minimum. And I mean, they were both stinkers. It was just a blowout almost from the gate. So what do you think about it now, man? Do you think that Final Four, matchups, like those teams all deserve to be there and everything? Or do you think that it was basically no matter who was going to play against either of these teams, this was going to be the outcome?
Well, we'll start with the Illinois-Connecticut game. It was a pretty boring game the first half because nobody could shoot the ball. Connecticut was having a hard time with their threes, and it was just pretty boring game. But then, in the second half, Connecticut, started to pull away a little bit, and it just with Hurley and with senior Caravan. They got Terrence Reed in the low post, they couldn't cover him. The cream just rose to the top at that point. I mean, Illinois is littered with European players, and I think it's a different style game. They're more of a finesse team, whereas Connecticut's a little more physical. So I think that just over time was able to just kind of wear down Illinois, and they've won 2 championships in 3 years. So it doesn't shock me that they got this far.
Yeah. I mean, I was a little disappointed. I thought that they would put up better fight than that, to be honest with you. It seemed like towards the end, it was just like a going through the motions and then an accepted outcome. And I hate seeing that kind of stuff happen, especially at this point in a tournament. There's so much, that you look forward to, and, you only get 2 games and you're just like, okay, well, this one sucks. So now we just got to wait another few hours and hope this one's better. And then what happened? It wasn't any better at all. It was far worse. Michigan went out there. For you, it was better because Michigan went out there and dominated, but the game itself was boring as heck for all the people like me. What do you think about that aspect? I mean, I think UConn has a real shot at coming in and making this next game competitive, based on the way that they played, and they just got like the style I think might stay at least up with Michigan. But man, Michigan's dominance in that game against a team that we thought had a shot to be the winner of all of this, and could easily take Michigan down, and probably was your scariest matchup in your opinion throughout the whole tournament up to this point. What do you think of the way that they got just destroyed by Michigan? And do you think that that's a sign that this team is just going to go in here against UConn and do the same thing?
Well, I would lie to you if I said I expected a game that Michigan was going to go do that to Arizona. I mean, the problem with Arizona in that game was they lost their point guard early to foul trouble, which I've always said before. These teams that make it to the Final Four, you got to have a good guard, and so that kind of handicapped him early. Remember too, Jax Lendeberg also hurt his knee and ankle, and who's our best player, so he was out. But the difference is the depth. You can bring guys off the bench that can score double figures. We were able to hit some really good three balls, and I mean, our point guard is just, Elliot Cadeau is just outstanding. He's had a great tournament, but going into this game, I think Reed is going to be a problem from Connecticut. So we got to keep our bigs out of foul trouble, Mara, and we need a huge game out of Mortez Johnson. He's been kind of a ghost this whole tournament. He needs to really step up this game and have his best game, because Reed's a force down low. Carabin can hit the three. So if Michigan can defend the three and limit Reed's scoring potential down low, and they have to out rebound Connecticut. And if they can do that, I think they walk away. I seen the line go from -7 down to -6.5, -7.5 to -6.5. If Yexel is at least 80 to 90%, I could see him winning by 10 or 12 points, Michigan. If he's not, and he's limited, I could see Michigan winning by 5 or 6. They're definitely the better free throw shooting team down the stretch. I know Reed's terrible. He's like 58%. So if they can do that, limit their turnovers, I think Michigan gets a 5 or 6 point win.
Look at that. Scott's already given you guys his prediction. We were talking about saving that for the end of the show, but Scott likes to go off on these tangents sometimes during the actual live show. And since it's live, there's nothing I can do about it. So here we are talking about our predictions. So you're going to say Michigan. Are you going to go ahead and say the final score here, Scotty, and give us an actual full-on Scotty prediction?
Well, I'm not 100% sure. We'll go let's see. We'll go 86-80 Michigan.
86-80 Michigan. Of course, you're taking Michigan, right? We all knew that was coming. It wasn't like that was a shocker or anything. So, and for me, I have no choice here to go against you, because I have to do that, right? I mean, there's only two of us here. I can't pick the same as you, and then what's the point? So I'm going to take UConn. Plus, I do have UConn in the bracket, that the only bracket I'm left in, and I'll tell you that story in a second, because that's a heartbreaker. But the only bracket that I have a chance to win in, I actually need UConn to win, because the only person that can beat me has Michigan winning. So if he wins, he's going to win by 2 points. If Michigan wins, he wins by 2 points. If UConn wins, I can take it down by who knows. So that is pretty much the only thing I need to happen. So I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say this game is a barn burner, close, maybe even OT, with a 3-point victory for UConn. I'm going to go with a high score if it does go to OT. So I'm going to say 97-94, UConn wins.
Wow. That would definitely be a heartbreaker for me, but that's
sorry, Scotty. I had no choice, brother. I need that bracket victory, man. Like, it's just morally, I need that victory at this point,
Yeah, I got a little higher of a score, even though Michigan's one of the top defensive teams in the country. As bad as Connecticut kind of shot last game, I think they come back and have a better shooting game. And then I just think Michigan's just going to stay hot shooting. Like I said, they can score from, they got 9 guys in their team that can score. All 9 of them can score double figures. So
I mean, it's so true too. I hate that I'm going against him. I feel like I know I'm fighting a losing battle almost. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the 300 here. I'm just like.
I mean, if Michigan did lose,
yeah, we know we're done.
if Michigan did lose tonight, even I'd be heartbroken. But you know what? Connecticut's a good team. They've won 2 championships in the last 3 years, and all I can say is, we hit them, we got them when they're hot, and they beat us. And it's not like I would be more upset if Illinois would have won and we would have lost to Illinois, because Illinois, they're not the same team as Connecticut is. So
yeah, I wish you would have told me that when I was building my bracket. Anyway. Oh, I love it, man. Look at Shadow's been popping in some more news for us. See, this is why we love this guy, man. He's always giving us the gems, man. The golden gems, the juicy gems. Running back Jordan James appears to be the front runner to be San Francisco's top backup to McCaffrey. That is a shocker at this point. And honestly, we all know how important that backup position in San Francisco has been for your fantasy rosters. So if you don't already have that guy rostered in your league somewhere, you need to go out on that waiver wire and snag him if you can. Or, if you got a guy out there you're trying to make a deal with who has him on his bench, maybe you add that in as your extra little to get it done. Either way, man, try to get that man on your roster if you can. And he looked like he was a solid player too. I mean, his running ability didn't look bad when he got a chance.
That was a kid from Oregon, right?
Yeah.
I liked him. I picked him up in a few dynasty leagues, I think, pretty late in the draft. So I actually liked him. I thought he was pretty good runner. So right. I mean, it doesn't shock me that he's the front runner. I mean, you still have Garendo there, and Garendo's pretty fast, and he showed some pop when he was in there. So the good thing is for the Niners,
favor though, it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of does, but at least the Niners look like they could be in pretty good hands if something was to happen with McCaffrey between James and Garendo.
It's true. It's very true. And, another little tidbit that he's throwing out here, and this is a trending now. This isn't breaking news, but this is trending news. So, a lot of times when he's throwing trending news out there, it's trending. It's real. And it's Carnell Tate has a strong odds to be the first receiver taken in the draft. I feel like this was kind of something people thought about in the beginning. And then as things kind of went on, people like, oh, maybe not. And then now as after the combine, people are right back to, yeah, definitely him. So I'm with you on that one. I think he'll be the first one taken. I think he'll actually be a Cleveland Brown and be taken in the 6th spot, I believe the Browns have right now. So that's going to be something we'll talk about here very soon in our NFL draft predictions, because we have a little bit coming up on that here shortly. So that's going to be a fun talk. But yeah, man, that's my thought is I think Carnell Tate will be the first off the board, and I think he's going to be rocking the only logoless helmet.
Yeah, I actually have him as my number one receiver coming out also. So, and why would you go against Carnell Tate? I mean, it's just basically a wide receiver, just machine down there in Ohio. They just churn out wide receivers. So yeah, I got him as my number one also.
Yeah, see, Dead Man Soul, our buddy there. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. He agrees with us on that one too. So I totally see him in the Browns uniform, man. It's it's unfortunate for him because nobody really looks good in the Browns uniform. But hey, if you're getting paid, I guess does it really matter? Oh man. All right, so now that we got our quick little digs in there, Scotty's gonna yellow go Michigan real quick, and we're gonna roll right on over into our next topic today, guys. And we're excited about this one here. We went over this as a little bit of a teaser last week. We've got things kind of set up for you guys here on this. We're gonna run through it for you right now and give you guys a breakdown on our sudden death fantasy sports, working with the Draft Pro app, offering up our draft prediction competition. So let's get this going, man. I'm excited about this. So what we're doing here, boys, if you guys haven't already, and ladies, if you guys haven't already, first things first, the number one thing you got to do is go out there and download the Draft Pro. The contest is going to be ran on this app. It's a new app that's been launched. It's really awesome. You're going to have Kyle and Teddy with us next week to talk all about this app, and they are the creators and the ones that are bringing this to you guys. And it's a really fun concept. I'm really stoked on it and super excited to play it, especially with our group as well. So what you do is you download this app, you go down to either of your app stores. It's either Google or Apple, whichever you have. You can download it there and get yourself an account, log in, and go and join the Sudden Death Fantasy Sports War Room. you first things first, you go in there and you have the opportunity now to do the perfect draft contest as well. We're going to start with this because this is really a cool setup for you guys that you're going to automatically be entered into this the moment you build a bracket. So this is going to be something that you're a part of, even if you join our game or not, no matter what. You build yourself a prediction bracket in this, or prediction draft, I should say, in this, then you're going to have an opportunity to win this $1 million. This is a perfect draft, though, right? So you got to get this exactly right, guys. And when we say exactly right, we're not talking about picking the teams, because we know there's trades going on all the time like crazy, this and that. But you got to pick the player that gets drafted, right? So who's going to go first, second, third, fourth, fifth? Doesn't matter what team trades up to that spot to get them. That's where they're going to end up going. And that's how you get into the perfect draft. So it's kind of cool because you don't have to worry about predicting the team, but it also, I mean, if a team trades up there, it's going to be a different guy than you're probably going to predict for whoever was in that spot, right? So you got to kind of take that into account and just assume that your trades are going to happen, and maybe put the player where you think the player goes instead of worrying about the team that's associated with them. But that's all the fun of the game. And that's the best part about it, is it's so much involved in what could happen here, right? So that's the first things first, guys. You're going to jump in that. You're going to join. You're going to create your draft, and you're going to go through. Now, make sure you pick the team that you do think gets in there to trade for that spot or whatever, because you want to make sure your teams are right, because the leaderboard includes 1 extra point, and our game includes 1 extra point for a correct team. So let's roll into the rules for you guys a little bit and give you some breakdowns, but make sure that you do this perfect draft. You can actually do up to 25 different draft predictions for that contest, guys. So, you guys can sit there and do as many as you want between now and April 20, well, up to 25 between April 23rd when the draft starts. As far as our draft contest is concerned, you only get one of those. So you better pick the one you like the most before you're going to throw that one in the war room.
Yeah, that's going to be super hard. I mean, to get every player right, it's just, you got to be. I'm interested to see what Shadows, when he fills out his. I want to look at it. I bet you he'll be pretty close.
Yeah, it will. I mean, it's going to be an interesting time. And then next week, we're going to run through and talk about some stuff with those guys. We're going to go real in depth over how that perfect draft game works and everything. So you guys have any questions on that, we can talk about all that stuff next week. But for our contest, it does include the correct team. So the perfect draft does not need a team. Our contest does need the right team. So you want to make sure that you include your trades, however they happen. If you think somebody's going to trade up to go get Jeremiah Love, you better make sure you put the right team there that does it in the right spot that they're doing it at, and make sure that you fix whoever they traded up with so that they get the pick that they're going to get in the right draft spot. So make sure you work all that into your predictions here with us, guys, because that 1 point could make or break your win.
That's for sure.
So this is how you guys are going to get in the war room, guys. So what you're going to do is you're actually going to go into the war room, and you're going to put that code in right here in the war room, and that's how you're going to join. And this is your password, Grimkin. All of this instructions are on our website, guys. So if you go to suddendeathfantasysports.com/games and check out the top game right there, you'll see the draft game, and you go click on that. It's going to give you the whole breakdown and everything we're talking about right now. So you're going to put that password, you're going to put that code, and you're going to join our war room, and then that's when you can submit your bracket to the Sudden Death NFL Draft Contest. What you're going to get for that draft contest, you might ask? Well, the winner of that contest is going to receive a $100 prize. That's right, baby. We're going to do a $100 prize out of our pocket to you guys, like we always do. No rakebacks, just straight to you. $100 prize for first place. Second, third place are not going to be left in the dust. They are going to get a free entry into our upcoming best ball bracket games that are going to start after the draft ends. They get 1 free entry for whatever game they decide to jump into, whichever one it is that they work into their schedule. So we're excited about that. I'm really hoping that we get a lot of people that join in this one. This is how you get in your war room. You're going to jump in. This is the name of the war room, the Sudden Death Fantasy Sports War Room. So that is the way to get in. That is the way we get there. And that is our contest. Make sure you download everything on here and get ready to do this, because to me, guys, this is going to be so much fun to do that. I always enjoyed predicting draft picks. It's so much fun. It adds so much extra to the game. And now that we get to actually have like a competition to do it, it's going to be like even more exciting, right? So So we know Shadows is going to win already, guys. All right, here it is. Shadows is taking it down. So that's a pretty awesome setup there, man. I'm excited for this, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it too. And then as soon as all that ends, we are going to start up our second set of best ball games, guys. That's going to be starting. I don't know. We might launch them like the day after the draft ends. Who knows? We'll talk about that and we'll get it going. But it's going to be within a day or two at least, and we'll have a drafts up running for you guys. They're going to be $10 buy-ins. Same setup as we've been doing. They're just doubling the payouts. So instead of the $50 and $10 payouts, you're going to have $120 payouts for first and second, along with the bracket. At the same setup on the $1,000 bracket bonus, everything there for you guys, just like we have been doing for the last few months on the kickoff bracket. So really excited to launch those. And then right behind that, guys, it's the big boy. It's the triathlon game, the one that we all can't wait for, right? That is the one that I am literally like just like bursting at the seams to talk about. So, man, Scotty, how do you feel about the draft game, though, man? Do you think that you're going to be able to put together a decent enough draft to be competitive with everybody else, or what? I mean, I'll give you my honest answer. I'm too far behind rookies right now to even think about doing good. I think somebody like Shadows is just going to kick my butt.
Yeah, I suck at those games. I may get like maybe the first like 3 or 4 picks right, and then that's it. The rest is just a disaster. So,
dude, there was a time, man, I was doing pretty good. I would get through most of the draft where I would have a really good idea of at least like between 1, 2, or 3 different players for almost all the picks. But that time has sailed. Once the Bills drafted Josh Allen, and I didn't have any reason to get too excited about the draft being at the bottom most of the time. It just wasn't the same anymore, man. I never got that crazy in depth into it. And then, obviously this year we've had so much going on that, the last thing I could think about is sitting there studying draft picks, right? So
yeah, and there's always seems like every year too.
On that end.
Yeah, and it always seems like every year too that there's a player that's supposed to be drafted like in the top 10 or 12, and they fall like literally all the way to the end or out into the second round because of some kind of medical issue or something like that. And that's stuff, that information that we don't really know. So, I mean, for you to get a perfect bracket, I mean, yeah, you deserve $1 million.
There's the reason there's $1 million attached to it.
Yeah,
right. I mean, the odds are not easy. It's not like he's just giving away money here, guys. Like this contest is definitely going to be difficult. How long have they been doing the NCAA perfect bracket? Never gotten one. Right. No. Now that's more difficult, I think, even than this. But this is not as difficult. This isn't that much easier, right? It's pretty dang difficult on its own right.
I think, I think that it's easier to pick a perfect bracket than the draft, the NFL draft. I mean, I think so.
You know what? Maybe let's try to remember to ask Kyle about that next week.
Yeah.
Let's ask Kyle, because he might know. He might actually. He's the one that set up this contest. He might have the exact numbers to tell us where it falls between this and the perfect bracket. Because I know we've talked about the perfect bracket as part of part of like the kind of like building blocks for him to get to this point. So this is an interesting topic I want to make sure to bring up.
Yeah, because you can't, like Shadow says, the draft is unpredictable. I mean, the trade tournament. Part. Yeah, the trade. That's the hard part, is the trade part. Yeah. And then like what I just said about somebody dropping because of some kind of like medical reason or something like that, because it always happens every year. Like them guys sit in the green room and they're sitting there and it's like the end of the first round, they're still in the green room
before the draft.
Yeah.
Who was that? I think it was the guy that went to the Cardinals. That video of him smoking a bong hit or something popped like 2 days before the draft and ended up falling into like the second round.
Yes, and there,
I can't remember who it was now off the top of my head. Either way, though, like stuff like that could happen and then like totally mess you up. It really could. And like you said with the other things, medical reasons that people fall, we don't really know how far they're going to fall. You might know that they have a potential medical thing, but sometimes that doesn't drop them at all. Sometimes that drops them all the way into another round or two.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah.
Tajay Spears was a guy like that when he was coming out, it was all over the board with him because he didn't know what was going to happen with his knee. And like, there's situations like that happen. And Willis McGahee, you go back that far, that was a situation with him too. So you never know really with these guys. You never know. It's very unpredictable, and that's why you can win $1 million for getting it right.
Yep.
But I think it'd be fun though to sit there and put a bracket together and like assume that this trade happened, but not have to worry about putting a team in there. So like, say like, oh, somebody's gonna trade up for Jeremiah Love. It'll probably be up to like, we'll say the Titans pick so they can get ahead of the Giants, right? That's what I'm thinking, right? In my head, blah, blah, blah. So I'll go ahead and put that in there, but I don't have to worry about who it was that traded up or where the Giants land, more so than just making sure I give them the right player when the time comes. I could just throw in my guy and know that that's where Love goes and move on. Like,
True.
That's kind of nice.
True. But yeah, go ahead and download that. It'll be fun. And it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool app there. Kyle put together. I like the color schemes and everything. And it should be a lot of fun. I mean, I've never done one before, so kind of going in blind.
Yeah, this is another one.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shadows brought up another good point though. The trade up for Dart. Nobody thought that was coming.
No, they thought he was coming up to get Sanders, but the draft's totally unpredictable. And like I said, good luck.
Right. It's going to be fun though. I can't wait to sit and put together an actual draft and talk about it and kind of get together with the boys and see how things go next week. Because Kyle, not only is Kyle somebody that who's obviously going to know what this contest is all about, since he's the creator and inventor of the whole concept. Really, he's somebody that we've known for a while. I've known him for a good minute, and he's just a fun guy. So having him on the show, and from what he tells me, Ted, he's a really knowledgeable guy too, especially when it comes to these players. So yeah, having those two guys on the show, I think next week is going to really make for a fun time.
Yep, should be for sure.
So all right, man. I know we're a little bit short today, man, but I feel like we're kind of at a good stopping point. There's really no reason to drag everything on for you guys. You guys all done a great job working with us today, listening to our rambles and our cabacles, and having just a blast here talking to you boys, especially you guys in the comments, man. You guys that come in here and comment for us all the time, and we love that. It gives us so much interaction and feedback to work with you guys and chat through. And our boy Cyborg was going to jump on today. He had a long day at work. He wasn't able to get here in time to get on the show with us. But we say what's up to you out there, buddy, and appreciate you doing the best you could to make it on. He really wanted to talk about brackets again, man. I mean, he had a rough time. He had Illinois winning, and the poor guy that one was tough for him. It really was. All the hard work he puts in and everything. This was the first time he said in a long time that he'd ever had the shot to actually do something with his bracket, and then here it was. It just kind of like egged him on and then fell apart at the last minute. So I told him, I feel your pain, man. Same thing happened to me. So it's unfortunate, but hey, we really do appreciate all the hard work you do for it. And everybody who's in that bracket, if you haven't already, make sure you shoot Cyborg a thank you. And if you win that money and you don't tip him out, shame on you. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that, right, Scotty?
Yeah, he does a lot of work, and he's going to be doing some other pools like the NHL, NBA pool. He's going to do the Survivor pool for the NFL, along with another pool, and then he does the end of the year playoff pool. So he puts a lot of time into all this, and I love his videos. His videos are great on YouTube. I was
going to say, don't discount the videos, man.
Yeah, those videos are great, man. He doesn't.
He puts a lot of work into that.
Yeah, no, he's a good guy. He's a very good asset for us and a good friend. So we love what he does for these brackets for us. So yeah, it's and don't forget to like and subscribe to the podcast. I mean, our subs are starting to climb up now, so that's really
Scotty,
good.
How did we forget to talk about the Expo?
Oh yeah.
How did we forget to talk about the Fantasy Football Expo, ladies and gentlemen? As you guys know, there is a Fantasy Football Expo, right? Everybody knows about that already. That happens in July. It's going to be, what is it, July 23rd?
4th, I think it's 24th to 5th.
24th? Something. It's that weekend, the weekend of July 20s. And we're actually going to be there, Scott and myself. We've got ourselves a booth at the Fantasy Football Expo this year. So if you guys are in the area at all and you want to come out to Canton, Ohio and check out the Fantasy Football Expo, I would 100% recommend you do that. Not only is it an expo with booths and people there that you can meet all your fantasy football, podcasters and media personalities and analysts and everybody that's out there, even the bigwigs are all out there. You can also have a lot of fun. They have a ton of different things that go on, activities, events, gatherings beyond just the expo itself to offer up a really fun experience for you guys. And of course, you all know it's in Canton. You got the NFL Hall of Fame right there too. You got to go check that out if you're there for it. So it's a really fun setup, man. It's a full weekend of fun. It's really not just one little small walk around, see some booths, and that's it. There's a whole plan there for you guys. And if you get the opportunity to come out there, I really recommend it. Scotty, man, how excited are you about that?
No, I'm really excited. I've been to camp before. I've been to the Hall of Fame. Don't be afraid to bring your significant other, because my wife hates football, and I brought her in there, and her and her sister had a blast trying on shoulder pads and helmets, and looking at huge shoes, and we met a Hall of Famer there. She got to try on his Super Bowl ring, and so it was a really, really good time. And Sean's right. There's tons of activities to do there. Oh wow, we just got from Philly.
No
Mike
way. Did we just get a little bit of a breaking news?
We got breaking news from Philly Mike OG.
Breaking news.
Oh,
Atlanta. That is breaking news all on its own right there, guys. Somebody beat Shadow to a breaking news.
I know.
In its own right is breaking news. So way to go, Philly Mike OG, man. For you to come in here and just bam, like that with your first comment and taking that pillar out from underneath Shadows like that. Woo, man. That's something right there, buddy. I give you some props for that one, because Shadows is the boy. He knows these things.
Wow.
But man, Pittsburgh Steeler, that's so frustrating for me. I just got done hyping up him coming to Buffalo. What the heck happened?
All right, so Sean, was this a good, since you're the trader, Clem? It looks like.
Do I need to get the overalls?
Looks like the Giants got a first and 2 seconds.
Wow. A first and 2 seconds for Dexter Lawrence to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, okay, first and foremost, I would not want the Bills to pay that. So if I'm going to say that I wouldn't want the Bills to pay that, then I'm going to say it's too much. Look at Shadows over here. Oh, Shadows is challenging it. Oh, Shadows in Philly, Mike.
Shadows, I think you just got, for no point intended, Shadows, you just got dunked on.
Hey, but we gotta verify this report though, right? What if Shadows is over here swatting away these layups, baby, and just telling him, man.
He said it was on X. He said it was on X.
And he says Darnell Washington, our local Vegas boy, Darnell Washington was added into the deal. So Darnell is going over to the Giants. The Giants just signed Theo, or they had Theo. They just signed Isaiah. And now they're bringing Darnell in. Man, they're talking about a revamp of the room.
Potential.
Whoa, look at that. Potential power slap. This is great. See, I'm so glad that we talked about the expo, got that extra 5 to 10 minutes.
I know.
Enough
we would have missed that,
right?
Yeah, we would have missed that breaking news.
Wow, that's insane, man. So hey, if Shefty's pulling it out there and Philly Mike is tagging Shefty, I mean, it's hard to say no, Shadows. It really is, man. I think you might want to double check your sources, buddy, and verify that for us to make sure, because I think Philly Mike might have got one. Now it's okay though, because Shadows, you still got a lot more. You got a lot more tallies up on the board right now. That's Philly Mike's first one, but if he came in hot with that type of a thing right out the gate, man, I don't know, man. I think he might be catching you pretty quick here, buddy, because that was pretty quick right there. That was a hot breaking news moment.
Yeah. Look at, he's telling everybody everything's on everything.
Epic moment right there, dude. Dexter Lawrence. I'm still tripping over that. So he's in Pittsburgh now with, oh my gosh, they got TJ Watt on that D line. Did they keep what's his name there? The old man that's, oh my gosh, why am I blanking on his name right now? Because I'm so thrown by this whole deal. What's his name? The one whose brother, Hayward.
Oh, Hayward.
They still have Hayward there?
I don't know if he's still there or not.
I know he was there last season. Is he staying though? Is my question. I wonder.
Yeah, I don't know, but still, that and I'm assuming that Dexter Lawrence commands a double team. So if he commands a double team, Watt's just going to be going crazy, because you can't double team both of them. So that's actually, I think that's a really good ad for the Steelers.
It wouldn't shock me at all if they don't put Watt inside from time to time next to him. I mean, move him inside and make him just decide who's going to who's going to get two, and
Yeah,
then have
you
them
gotta
against
kind of
the
pick your
guard in the
poison. You
center.
gotta kind of pick your poison with these
Yeah.
two guys, you know.
Move
So
them
you
around.
wanna
Like Watt's the kind of guy that could do that. I think he could have a couple of good inside rush moves for like a five play package of some kind. That's
Philly
pretty
Michael,
insane,
Philly
man.
Michael G comes out of like the bullpen.
I know, right? Literally, just like comes out, just like wild thing, dude. Strolling out there with the new haircut and the glasses, dude. Just like that's right, baby.
Throw him the heater, Ricky.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome, man. Totally right in the middle of our fantasy football expo hype up too, man. We were all excited about the expo, then bam, there it comes. So,
Yeah.
man, that's really cool though. So all right, well, I guess I'm gonna take some time to absorb that. Maybe a few Jamesons will help, but that's pretty unfortunate news as a Bills fan. And I guess if you're Dexter Lawrence, I think you're pretty excited to be somewhere else. Honestly, it's been a rough road for him down there. Maybe not. Maybe he wanted to stay for a little longer just to stay with Dart, but they wouldn't work something out with what he deserved. So he said, I'm out. I really don't know how that all played out there. It does seem like Joe Schoen really doesn't have control over much over there. It feels like the owner kind of is the one that really pulls the strings. So I don't really know what's going on with how that played out the way it did. But Dexter seems like an awesome person, and we all know he's an awesome player. So to let him walk like that, to trade him away when you finally got your quarterback to build around, it's kind of, I don't know, surprising. Wait a second. Here we go. Shadow's breaking news saying Philly Mike's breaking news is fake news. So, I mean, this is heating up here, guys. This is heating up right here. Looked everywhere. No post about Dexter. Schefter would have posted it immediately. You see that? April Fools, a couple days late over here. Look at, with the triple question mark too. He's going, April Fools?
Yeah, I'm gonna look on my X account and I see if I see anything.
Oh, look at, now you got Scott in there too. You got look at what we started here. OG Mike. Hey, even if it wasn't true, I still think it was great to have it come in here and just like, drop that news and kind of create this little back and forth, because this is actually entertaining as all heck. So I don't mind even if it turns out not to be real. Actually, I'll be happy if it turns out not to be real, because that means there's still a chance he goes to Buffalo.
Yeah,
that wouldn't bother me one bit.
I don't see anything on here.
Oh man, look at Scott. He is intently trying to figure it out. And look, I think you're probably one of like 6 or 7 people right now that are here trying to dig in their phones and figure out exactly what's happening.
Yeah, I just refreshed CBS Sportsline like 4 times and I didn't see anything.
He's got, even the DGen fantasy boys are saying that it's not true. So, I mean, we at this point now, you got a few boys out there, Phil. You might have to like throw up a screenshot or so. I don't know if you can do that in YouTube chat, unfortunately. But man, a nice screenshot would be beneficial. We could see exactly where we're hearing this at. Yeah, but man, I mean, if that is the case, then I would have to say, man, it's a good move for them. It's an expensive move for them. I don't know what they're going to do at quarterback. Whatever they're doing on that side of the ball, if Aaron doesn't come back, and even if Aaron does, like, I mean, you're talking about putting all your hopes on a 45-year-old, 46-year-old quarterback that could easily take one hit and be done.
Yeah, well, I read that they do like Will Howard, and he did. I think he played 1 game last year in relief, and he had a pretty good game. And so I'm assuming if Rodgers does not come back, I could totally see both those quarterbacks, splitting reps with the ones, and then just the best man, gets the starting job. So it wouldn't shock me. I mean, Will Howard's from Ohio State. He had a pretty good career there. And like I said, you just got a couple of spot starts in the NFL, but from what I've read, they actually really like him. So maybe they'll try to develop him.
Maybe. I mean, they just trade away any opportunity they have of jumping up for a quarterback in this draft. So if they're taking anybody else to compete or anything in this draft, it's not going to be until 3rd or later, because they just gave away their 1st and 2nd round picks. So
yeah,
I don't know what they're going to do there. If that ends up being their plan, we'll see. But the Chiefs drafting Sadiq is something that I've thought about quite a bit, to be honest with you, because it just seems right. Him being the tight end prospect he is, going to a team that's so good at utilizing tight ends, one that's aging his way out right now. it's all scary to think about as a Bills fan, but it almost feels like a perfect marriage if you're not, rooting against the Chiefs. So yeah, I don't hate the idea, honestly, as a Chiefs fan. Anybody else, we all hate it.
All right. So some people here are really think April Fool's just bleeds over into like April Fool's week, because now Dead Man Soul says a little late, but Dexter Lawrence to the Broncos. That's what's going to happen.
Well, he's a Broncos fan, so he wants the Broncos to get him. I mean, God, you put Dexter on the Broncos, that's like an embarrassment of riches right there. Good Lord. Now we got Shadow saying he's going to the Tex. Hey man, you know what? I'm gonna go. Should I just throw a comment in there that says he's going to the Bills too, just so that we can kind of keep spicing this up a little bit?
Yeah, I'd like him to go to the Lions.
Why not? Let's let them do it too. Why not?
Yeah, let the Lions do it. Yeah,
the Lions. There you go. Yeah, let's have the Lions get him. Rams, right? Let's get Aaron Donald's second coming in LA. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But no, just to get back from the expo to close it out. So yeah, we'll be there. We'll have our booth. So if you guys decide to make it there, please come and say hello to us. We'd love to interact with our gamers. So now he says Dexter to the Titans.
Oh man, yeah, dude, I'm so excited about this though, dude. Like hey, what's up,
Todd sending to the Panthers.
I love it. Yeah, right. Hey, he's going everywhere except for Buffalo, it sounds like. So, Giants. Oh, look, there you go. Trade up with Arizona. Look at that. See, we got a lot of these crazy shockers going on right now. Thanks to Philly Mike coming in here and throwing us that banger. So we can't hate the fact that it turned into such a fun little.
Yeah, he dropped in here in the chat with a mic drop, and then he left.
Yeah, he told him, "I'm out."
There, talk about this for 15 minutes.
He's probably laughing about it in the background.
Yeah, it's so funny.
I love it.
But yeah, go to the expo, check it out. It's like I've never been there. Sean's never been there, but what we'll do is obviously we'll take a lot of pictures and we'll post them.
Yep.
And
we have a show Monday and the expo ends on Sunday, so we might talk about doing something on that Monday. We'll see how we get closer to there. We'll figure something out and let you guys know. But we're definitely, we got till July. We're going to be talking about this quite a bit between now and then, and closer we get to it, the more we'll get into all the fun activities to expect and whatnot. But if you're in the process of trying to be able to plan a vacation, or you're close enough to Canton to be able to head down there for the weekend, I really recommend it. Get out there, get booked up, whatever you need to do, place to stay, or, get the motorhome, prepped and ready, whatever it is you need to do. But if you can make it, I recommend it. You'll have a blast. So that's going to be it for us today, guys. Thanks to all of you guys, especially you, Philly Mike and Shadows, for having that fun back and forth. You guys are great. And then, Todd, we always love seeing you too, my friend. And our boy Dead Man Soul, you're the best, dude. Along with all of our buddies, Hopscotch, our boy Buster Martin, you're doing great, man. He's throwing some articles up too on the website, guys. Go check out the news and articles. We've got a few articles out there by our boy here, Chris Buster, aka Buster Martin, and he did such a great job with them. I think they're awesome. So go check those out. And in the meantime, feel free to download that Draft Pro app, man, and jump on in that bad boy. If you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of us, either through our Sleeper app or, anywhere you have access, Discord, whatever it is. So for myself, Sean Trader Clem on Sleeper, and my co-host, Scott, run the hurry up.
Go Blue.
Oh, had to throw in a Go Blue right in the middle of my sign off.
Yeah, because you're always going to say Go Bills. So it's not Bills Day today. It's Michigan Day today.
All right, fine. All right, everybody. We'll see y'all later. Bye.